Five-time champion Dale Earnhardt has regained his form after a disappointing 92, off to a great start. But a guy in white broke the streak at Atlanta. In Rockingham, Rusty Wallace's black and yellow Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac went to victory lane. He's regaining his championship form of '89. Morgan's getting a little tired of this story. Black and green went to victory lane in Daytona with Dale Jarrett, bringing the Jarrett name into prominence once again in Winston Cup racing. Not another black car in the winner's circle. Yep, Davey Allison came so close to the title in '92, but has picked up where he left off with a win in black and red at Richmond. Davey is sure black is the color to beat this year.
Well, Eddie, it's all over now. Knock on wood.
No way, Morgan. Black's here to stay.
Well, black is back at the Lady in Black, Darlington. Next. ESPN, the world's leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speed World. Today, live from Darlington Raceway in South Carolina, it's the Transouth Financial 500. It is a near-perfect weather day here in South Carolina as we begin another season of Winston Cup coverage here on ESPN. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins, and welcome to Darlington. We'll televise the next 5 Winston Cup races as we begin another season of coverage. Now, it's nice to see this partly sunny weather here today because we have been plagued by rain. In fact, there was so much that it washed out Bush Pole qualifying both on Friday and Saturday. They will start today according to the point standings, and that has meant a very interesting lineup. It's benefited some, it has hurt others. More on that. Here's Ned and Benny.
Well, Bob, you're certainly right. It sure helps some people. Dale Earnhardt will start on the pole, but Ned, I'm not sure it helped Earnhardt that much. He had a fast car.
He had an awfully fast car. In fact, in practice on Friday afternoon, he turned a lap faster than the track record, so everybody figures he'd have been on the pole anyway.
But one kid it did help, and I think Ned and I can call him a kid, Jeff Gordon, who's 21 years old. He'll start 5th today. He came here thinking that 21st was the best he could start because of the rule that rookies can't qualify. Well, NASCAR waived that rule. He could have qualified, but whether or not he could have qualified 5th, that's yet to be determined. He will start 5th, and Jeff, let me tell you something. Don't get too pumped to run this place. I know you're high. You could probably go duck hunting with a rake, but believe me, you don't want to be high at this place. I came here in 1984, won the race in Atlanta, sat on the pole here. I didn't make it through turn 2, crashed on the very first lap. So, Jeff, just detune yourself a little bit.
Well, this place will jump out and get you. You know where it might have helped some of those drivers, Benny? It was a disadvantage not being able to qualify and have to start by points. Darrell Waltrip, who won the Southern 500 here last September, is 25th in the points, so he's pitting on the backstretch. Well, sort of ironic that last year when he won the race, Mark Martin absolutely had the fastest car in the track, but he was pitting on the backstretch, so Darrell won the race. Well, Bill Elliott is the defending champion of the Transouth 500. He's 28th in the points, so he's starting back there. A definite disadvantage pitting on the backstretch. And for more on that, let's go there with John Kernan.
Well, Ned, the reason it's such a big disadvantage to pit on the back stretch is because when a caution comes out, the pace car picks the field up in turn 3. They have to then make a complete lap around the racetrack before they'll open pit road. That means the front stretch pits are open first. Those guys can duck in and get their service. Meanwhile, the guys pitting here on the back have to come around at 55 miles an hour. So usually when they're just arriving at their pit stall, the guys on the front have already completed their pit work, and they're headed back out onto the racetrack. We'll have to see some very fast stops here this afternoon. We've seen a lot of fast stops this year, and for more on that, here's Jerry Punch.
John, many of us can remember just a few years ago when pit stops took forever. A 2-tire change on the average took around 19 seconds, but a 4-tire change could take an eternity, almost 25 seconds. Well, in 1993, that's totally different. Nowadays, a 4-tire change will take 18 seconds or less, and there are many reasons why. For example, Goodyear has developed a new tubeless inner liner for their tires. The radials may look the same, but they actually weigh 5 pounds less. Multiplied by 4 tires, that's 20 pounds less the crew's having to carry over the wall. And take a look how jacks have changed. In the old days, this steel jack being used weighed 97 pounds. Not only do you have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger to pick it up, look how long it took to lift the car off the ground. 1 pump, 2 pumps, you pump and push. 6 times to get the car off the ground to get the tires clear. This year, this little jack here made of aluminum, weighs just 27 pounds, can be pumped once, twice, and the car is up. And there are other differences. A couple of years ago, the average age of the over-the-wall gang was 35. In 1993, the average age just 27. And 8 of the top 12 teams surveyed have in-house free weight and Nautilus fitness centers. So they're in much better shape. All this translates into those 18-second 4-tire stops. And Bob, get this, a couple of teams have told me they might be able to do it in 16.5 seconds today. So we'll watch.
Well, the crews and the drivers are looking for anything that will give them the slightest advantage as we get set to cover for you live the 36th annual Transouth Financial 500 from Darlington. Our Speed World coverage is being brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR. By Autolite Spark Plugs, guaranteed for 2 years, no matter how far you go. And by Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline. 39 cars and drivers have already started their engines and are about to pull away. We'll have the starting lineup for you in just a moment.